A legacy is something left from behind for the people in the future. We all want to leave a good one, right? As a matter of fact, High Noon Club is a legacy of this place. Of this place. Does anybody recognize that?
Yeah,
Hank's Doghouse on Roosevelt. And these people. This was actually pictures of the chartering of High Noon in July of 1960. Because of these people, we have this club. We have a legacy of commitment and excellence and dedication and excitement. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, what will the legacy of High Noon Club be? And by club, I mean you and me, and Jeff and Christina, Richard, Mark. What will our legacy be for members of the future? When I was president, I was able to clean out the cabinet back there, as all good presidents should do. And I found a few pictures from our past. You may recognize this guy. Anybody know who that is?
Richard.
He's over by the window there. More hair there. Good looking guy. But I also found this picture. Circa 1984. The High Noon Toastmasters room. High Noon met at Hank's Doghouse from the time we were chartered until the time Hank's closed. And we were homeless for a little while, but Mr. Rainey, thanks to a relationship with Farm Bureau, secured this room around 30 years ago. And we've been meeting here ever since that day, consistently. This room has served us well, very well. Some of the greatest speeches I've ever heard have been given right here in this room. And some of the greatest leaders I know were products of High Noon Toastmasters. I do have a slight confession though. That picture I just took was not from 30 years ago. It was from last Thursday. But that comparison is a great basis for my project, the High Performance Leadership Project. The fact is this room, according to my resources, has not changed in 30 years. While the environment outside of Toastmasters that we prepare for here has changed drastically in its look, its feel, its function, its technology. But yet when we practice, we don't have those tools. The mission of this project is simple. It's to create an environment inside this room that's comparable in feel and function to those that we perform in outside of this room. This is not a small project. It's an ambitious project, and it's a project that potentially has some hurdles. But just envision with me, just for a moment. You walk up to the 4th floor of Farm Bureau on a Friday, and you throw open the door. There's a little music playing before the meeting in the background, and you notice just an incredibly increased amount of energy. Even Russ and Richard are over there tapping their foot, nodding their head. The excitement level is contagious. As you look around, the meeting starts, you notice there's a vibrant paint on the wall it looks just like that hotel conference room you were in last year. There's a projector on the ceiling and a screen behind the lectern. There's speakers mounted so that every speaker, whether they have access to the tools or not, can utilize those tools in their speeches to make it better. Things they'll use outside of this environment anyway. There's a dry erase board up here so that we can diagram ideas during our speeches. There's a bulletin board so we can post news about High Noon. All our food and our resources are in updated cabinets in the back. Maybe even some new lighting so that our speeches that we record and the videos we make can be higher quality, so we can market our club and market our individual speakers. This is not a small project. It's a huge project. And as I mentioned before, there are hurdles. And just to be frank, the first one, as you're all probably thinking in your mind, has been pointed out to me. We don't own this room. We're guests in this building. We've been allowed to use it free of charge for 30 years. Anything we would do in here would have to be approved. But I know of no great project that has ever been completed without an initial step of faith and clearing a few hurdles. What I need is your help. This is not a one-man project. This is a project that's going to require a lot of you. It's going to require your input. It's going to require your time and support and resources to make it happen. From proposal to Farm Bureau, Assuming we get to move forward to implementation, I need your help. There's a sign-in sheet that Christina's going to start around the room. All I ask, it's not a big commitment. If you feel like you can add value to this project, anywhere from giving ideas for what we could do, things we could add, proposal to Farm Bureau execs, implementation, just put your name on that sheet. And if you don't have time to do that, just email me or give me a call. I want to include you on this committee. All I'm asking for is for you, High Noon Club, as it is today, to take a small step of faith and move forward with me as we create a legacy, a High Noon legacy that members of this club will be talking about 30 years from today. Mr. Toastmaster.